Hi, I'm Dr. Rollan Roberts, and I want to share a thought with you this week that will help you in building a strong and profitable business. It's a key to success that can't be negotiated, that can't be skirted around, that must be addressed. You can't fake it. It has to be authentic. And the principle is this: it's not what happens, it's how you handle it. And in this business especially, this industry takes a lot of the challenges and fears, like speaking to other people or talking to other people or the fear of rejection. It takes a lot of normal fears and challenges, relationship challenges, family challenges, commitments and life challenges, and balancing building a business and maintaining great healthy relationships. And it takes all of the things that most people experience over 30, 40, 50 years, and it condenses it down into a 2, 3, 4 year learning curve. And if you can imagine taking the challenges that is normally spread out, that you can just kind of deal with over time, casually, and you can condense those into a compressed period of time, it's a pressure cooker of sorts. And a lot of times people don't know how to handle that furnace that is refining you to become the person you're destined to become. And really, it's you become the person you need to be, and then you attract others and financial success and so forth. So the principle is, it's not what happens, it's how you handle it. So my question for you is, how are you going to handle it when you get a wrong order in the mail? You ordered chocolate, they gave you vanilla. It was supposed to be here on Tuesday, it came on Wednesday. They're supposed to call at 1 o'clock, they called at 4 o'clock. How do you handle when problems come? You know, my mentor years ago told me that you can always tell how successful a person is, especially mentally, but period, by how they handle problems. He said, for example, the example that I like to use is, if someone broke down on the side of the road, maybe they got a flat tire. If the average person that breaks down or gets a flat tire on the side of the road, they're going to be huffing and puffing. You're going to see them walking around their car on their cell phone, calling their friends, calling their spouse, calling their family, calling AAA, and they're just fuming that this happened. They're calling the office. They're going to be late now. They're going to miss the appointment. They're going to get docked pay or whatever the situation, and they're all upset. And then when they get to the office, or when they get to where they're going, all they talk about at the office, all they talk about at dinner that night, or at home that night, all they talk about, the next few days is the flat tire they got, the other day. And then there are other people who they get mad at it in that moment, and they're furious, and they're handling it, and they're kind of stomping around. But by that night, they're just kind of like, oh, it was a horrible day. This happened. But by the next morning, they're pretty much over it. They're going to deal with it. And then even a higher level of success may be upset over it for an hour, 2 hours. And then there's those who just handle it. They just address it. They don't even acknowledge it as a setback. They don't acknowledge it as a problem. They acknowledge it as something that happened and they're going to address, but not as something good or bad in and of itself. It just was. It's not what happens. It's how you handle it. What I can tell you is that the most successful people, you can always tell how successful they are by how long it takes them to get over problems. And the fastest way to get over problems is to realize that it's not what happens, it's how you handle it. Have a great week.